Good morning, friends. I'm Stan Mitchell, the numbers guy. Nikki asked me to update you concerning the joint effort of our LULAC, SAMBA, Tea Party, HTA, SAFA coalition to introduce our unelected bureaucracies to the disciplines of financial accountability. Following our last HTA meeting, that was April 1st, we went to Hemisphere Park to distribute this handout. It's headed, "Why does the city's $850 million bond program cost $1.31 billion? Attached to it is an open records request to City CFO Ben Gorzel, requesting the interest costs and issuance costs associated with that bond. The CFO did not respond, and his failure is a violation of the Texas Public Information Act, and we have referred his criminal noncompliance to District Attorney LaHood. Nikki helped us join a number of you in the charter review process. Our, quote, Financial Transparency Act proposal was presented in this May 27th, 17 letter to Charter Review Commission Chair Jeff Webster. You picked up a copy, perhaps on the way in. If you would like a copy, but none was available, give me your address, and I'll see that you get one. The Webster letter was then reviewed for the Commission at their June 7th Public Library meeting. 3 significant developments have occurred since our Commission presentation. First, Nikki and I met August 14th with our Council 9 member John Courage to review CF Energy's fraudulent smart grid financials, to which the other new council members have not been exposed. We presented the charter member issue. Mr. Courage's response was priceless, confirming that we had communicated, quote, if project proposals had to include the cost of financing them, there would be many fewer proposals, unquote.
Priceless.
My response, bingo. That's exactly why we're fighting with City Hall about their representation of projects exclusive of the cost of capital. You buy a car for $20,000, you don't pay $20,000, you pay $28,500 when you include interest. And the same is true for city projects. Second, I'm happy to report that on Wednesday of this week, October 18th, we learned that our proposed financial transparency amendment is currently in the hands of the Commission's bond subcommittee. Commission Chair Jeff Webster is a solid citizen, fair leader of a vital process, but there is not a snowball's chance that our proposed amendment will be approved by the full City Council for inclusion on a city ballot. The city staff, led by Cheryl Scully, will not yield their opportunities for financial manipulation. We're developing a response which we'll present when the Commission first advises us that our proposal has been rejected. 3, but is our proposed charter amendment realistic? The City Charter of Dallas has a provision passed in 2014 that bonds requiring voter approval must include interest expense, the cost of capital, as noted in our May 27th Webster letter. The Dallas requirement is expressed in this League of Women Voters guide, which states that Proposition A, as an example, quote, the issuance of $533 million general obligation bonds for street and transportation improvements, the estimated amount of repayment, including principal and interest, based on current market conditions being $724 million. A bump from $534 million to $725 million in this example increases the project's nominal cost by 36%. Our proposal recognizes and advocates emulating this, adding 2 further steps. First, the inclusion of bond issuance costs, which may add another 1% to the project's costs. And second, the inclusion of the cost of capital accompanying all capital expenditure projects that require approval by the City Council or by the board that governs the entity seeking project approval. If voters need to know the total cost of bond programs to make informed voting decisions, the financially unsophisticated members of our mayor, City Council government also need total project costs to make informed judgments. If we continue to ignore total project costs in making financial decisions, we perpetuate our bureaucracy's present fraud. Yes, fraud, in simplest terms, intentionally lying about a financial matter. There you have it. SAMBA, San Antonio making bureaucracies accountable. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Stan. There was many speakers at the Charter Revision Committee, and a lot of them, including HDA, spoke about transparency in these bond issues. They're lowballing the cost. The bottom line is, and this is just plain wrong, I also brought up the fact that in 1968, the U.S. Congress passed what's called Truth in Lending, which basically says, if you're borrowing money, you got to be told all the details. It applies to private transactions, doesn't apply to government, so they continue to lie if they want. But be that as it may, hopefully they'll change.